What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today I wanted to review one of the AK117's hidden skins from Call of Duty Mobile. When I say hidden, I don't mean it's like a secret skin that you have to unlock through a challenge or some shit, but basically hidden is, I'm basically trying to signify that this was kept from us on global. As you guys know, there are collaborations that happen around Call of Duty Mobile that are exclusive to different versions. So for example, let's say, well, I mean, even right now, I mean, the Licourse recoil thing that was supposed to come out for global is only available for Garena and for the Chinese version of the game, which includes skins like the PKM or like an M16 legendary skin. These collaborations are usually not really held to in high regard. I mean, yes, the skins are amazing for the most part, but the fact that they are often kept from the global version is what kind of makes these, I guess, collaborations very controversial. And this AK117 skin is not the only one that's kept from us. I mean, there were other ones out there, you know, for the M4, the ICR. I think that was like Girls Friends line. And even now the Licourse recoil is one that we're not getting, which we should have gotten since, you know, the Japanese players reside on the global version. But of course, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. But even if they don't make it to the game immediately, at least for us, we get it a little bit later, which we're seeing right now with this AK117 and I think the Lily of the Night Mac 10. Those were exclusives over there for a while, but for some reason they decided to finally bring it back into the global version. So don't worry, I will be reviewing both of the skins, but right now our focus is going to be on this AK117. So if you guys have noticed so far in the video, I haven't said the name of the gun. And that's mainly because every single time I try to pronounce the weapon correctly, it's like I'm having a stroke. I really do not know how to pronounce this gun at all. Like, I call it the Baiyuekui or whatever the hell it's called. I mean, it's a very complicated name. I usually just boil it down to calling it the Garena 117 and that's it. So I guess that's what we're going to call it in today's video. So yes, the Garena 117 is a very high tier legendary skin, something I think we're probably not going to see again for the AK-117, let's be honest. And just eyeballing it right now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are just like, man, this was kept from us. But I'm sure there's people out there that are watching this video right now that have probably already seen a different review or I guess gameplay of it already. But yes, I want to make my own personal review since I finally have the opportunity to make a review on a skin that we haven't had access for about a year or two. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know the original release date of this gun. I kind of forgot it even existed. But what's so special about this one? So, I mean, looking at it, I mean, you can already tell how much it's set apart compared to the other legendary skins that we've gotten. But let's actually start off with the outside effects. So I think that's probably one of its strongest suits. You know, just the overall effects that are surrounding the weapon is, I mean, it's just basically a blue aura that's surrounding it. But I think probably the key takeaway of it is this anime chick that's like on the side of the weapon being projected. I don't know who the lady is. I know she's a character for, like, you know, the draw, like she's the character skin, but again, no clue on who she is. I don't know what the collaboration is even about. I just like how the skin looks. I usually just call them like girls frontline skins because like that's the only anime thing I could think of. It's like very generic. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what this thing is based off of. So yeah, the blue effect surrounding the weapon, I mean, it's amazing. A little bit overwhelming depending on what graphic settings you have. I mean, if you have like medium or low, I'm sure it's not going to be that flashy. But if you have like high or very high, yeah, it's going to be kind of intrusive in some regards. But now on the subject of intrusiveness, let's actually talk about the death effect. So the death effect, as badass as it is, it could sometimes be a little bit intrusive. So basically it involves like a little blue ghosty type of sword hitting the enemy, and then like it causes like this pretty massive blue explosion. And of course it looks nice looking at it from a decent range, but if you're like in front of someone and there's maybe another person behind them, like the person that you're trying to kill, it could be a little bit intrusive because it's going to block your view. My friend Parker told me before I bought it that the death effect is basically mythic level, you know, like it's as good as a mythic skin. And he wasn't wrong. I mean, the death effect is beautiful, but again, it's very intrusive. But again, like I said, it's only intrusive in certain situations. Like if you're going to kill someone from a further range, like let's say maybe 15 or 20 meters out, yeah, it's not really going to be much of a problem. But if it's close range and you're trying to kill like two people that are very near each other, yeah, the death effect is going to get in your way. But it's something that you get used to. And speaking of things to get used to, I also do have to discuss the iron sight. So the iron sight is, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, creative wise, but in terms of how it performs, I don't know. I mean, whenever it's like a sight that's just like a little spike in the middle, for some reason, I just do fucking terrible. It's like the rear portion is like if it's always like spread apart too much, then it just makes the gun feel very uncomfortable. I don't know why. That's just a personal thing with me. I mean, maybe some of you guys don't really care, or maybe it doesn't affect you as much as it does with me. But yeah, those are the types of sights I'm not really too much of a fan of, and it takes me a little bit to get used to them. If the rear portion of the sights were a little bit more condensed, making it like a little bit closer to each other, I think I wouldn't really have too much of a problem with it. But since they're like spread apart a little bit wide, it does make it a little bit weird. I don't know. It's just not something that is very easily adjustable for me. It took me like an hour to get used to it, but then like once I did, I mean everything felt fine. Maybe that's just me. I mean, there are days where I just perform a lot more poorly than normal. So it might have been one of those days. And I think the day before I played Warzone Mobile for like about an hour. So yeah, maybe I guess like my muscle memory is kind of like being conflicted because like both of those games are so different. So when I come back to this one, it's like it just feels really awkward. And I'm not trying to make excuses for like how poorly I'm performing, but I mean, I think I would like to think I was performing well. I mean, we won a game against basically a full team in a hardpoint node. So I mean, it's not that bad, but it does have its awkwardness at times. So lastly, I do want to talk about the camo coverage. So the camo coverage is, I would say it's kind of like so and so. It's not really something that's insane, but at the same time, it's not something that's really bad. It covers as much as it can for what it is, and that's mainly because there's a lot of different, I guess, like metal parts around it. So like it's not really going to cover that well. Unless you're like seeing it in first person. If you're seeing it in first person, it looks a lot better. I mean, you see me using the little shimmering or whatever this camo is called, and I mean it looks really nice. But then, of course, we have Borealis that kind of makes up for it, and it goes pretty well with the blue colors that it normally has. So, I mean, I would say Borealis, again, kind of just takes the cake with this one. It's like it's specially designed for a weapon like this. The camo coverage is actually very good in other ways. I mean, usually with seasonal camos, especially if you put it like on a legendary or mythic, it does cancel out some of the effects that are around the gun. But the effects that they have on this one are not really that noticeable that you actually see it when you're playing first person. So, like, again, it doesn't really matter whether or not you use a seasonal or if you use a normal completionist camo. The gun's pretty much going to look the same effects wise. But anyways, that's going to basically cover it for the 117 Garena gun. Again, I'm not going to pronounce the name normally because I feel like I'm going to have a stroke if I do. So, yeah, I mean, if whether or not the skin is worth it, I mean, if you guys are a fan of the AK117, which I'm sure a lot of you guys in BR are a huge fan of it since I'm always getting spammed by that shit. But I mean, hey, if you want to pick it up, it's up to you. I mean, we don't really know whether or not this would ever come back if once it disappears. So you do have some time to actually think on it. But anyways, guys, have a wonderful day.